Good evening, everybody. Sorry for being late. Sorry for both crowds. Well, my Twitch crowd probably didn't know when I was going live. It's more random to them, but my YouTube crowd should know I was trying to go live at 9:30, but it was tough getting things set up. So let me set up some things. I'm still not completely ready yet. Just want to go live. It's a little bit warm in my room, so I'm gonna get this fan and stuff plugged in, and I'll be right back on the mic. I probably can still hear me walking around. Appreciate everybody. Okay, hopefully the sound is good. Thanks to everybody for their patience tonight. A little late. Had to set up the Twitch, had to verify everything to get on there to go live here. YouTube was already set up. Thank you guys for watching. Of course, we're gonna look at all the NFL playoff scenarios, everything from here to the Super Bowl. I appreciate you guys for joining me tonight. I'm Troy West. I do a weekly blog every week right here on YouTube every Saturday morning around 10 o'clock. I post. I usually don't go live, but I wanted to go live tonight because I don't know how long the show will be. You know, I get a certain amount of time. I only get an hour when I record offline, so I wanted to make sure I had enough time to go through everything. Like I said, appreciate everybody. Hopefully we get a little bit of a crowd tonight. Guess we can wait a little longer, see if we get anyone coming in here. But until then, thanks so much for coming. Thanks for the support. I've been on YouTube off and on for the last few years. Big sports fans. I definitely want to do an NFL playoff preview. I appreciate everybody for the support as always. Check me out on my social media. It's in the description here on YouTube. If you're watching on Twitch, all my information is in my my profile there as well. So tonight, like I said, I'm just gonna get all my predictions. We're gonna go through all the playoffs, every round up to the Super Bowl. Like I said, join me every week on YouTube. Twitch, I just really started Twitch about a couple months ago, but as you see here, not a lot of traction with that. I'm trying to get my YouTube crowd over to Twitch, but they haven't moved over there yet. So hopefully I get my YouTube crowd. But my YouTube channel ain't that big as well. It's only got about 140 subscribers. I'm rounding that up. So I'm a small fry. I have off and on YouTube for years. But tonight, like I said, I definitely with my TikTok crew. Well, I'm gonna explain my power rankings first. I'm gonna go through that before we get into the playoff breakdown. But like TikTok, that's where I get a lot of I get a lot of pushback over there about my power rankings I do every week in the NFL. I did a big power rankings today, ranking all 14 playoff teams. Didn't get a lot of pushback from that list today, so maybe it's right. When it's wrong, that's when I get a lot of traction, or when some people disagree. So I want them trolls to come over here tonight, either here or YouTube or Twitch. So but I'm late, so maybe that's the reason, or maybe they don't come through. But the thing I like about YouTube over Twitch is, even if I don't get a big crowd, the video will still be up. Twitch, you go live and that's it. Don't save the video or nothing like that. So but I'll still get used to Twitch. I think it's got network more Twitch to get that channel built up. But we ain't gonna waste no more time. Enough chatting, bull crapping. Let's get into why we're here tonight. Like I said, also I wanted a crowd just to see if your favorite team didn't make the playoffs. Want people to come represent their team. I'm a Ravens fan. My Twitch viewers can't see it. My camera's kind of low. It's on my cell phone actually. But I'm a Ravens fan. I got my Ravens fan hat out. Once I get to the Ravens game, I'm giving my honest opinion about the Ravens. Basically, I think they're done, but I know people from home gonna get on me. People from Facebook gonna get on me, but it's just the truth. But we'll get into a lot of stuff tonight. So first, let me go over my power rankings list. Where is it, by the way? See, I was late. I was so hard get my stream ready for Twitch. I had to relog in and verify all this stuff, so that took like 10 minutes. Had to reset my password, all that nonsense. So I was late on Twitch for sure. YouTube, I could have started relatively on time, as I wanted to start at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Let's go over my power rankings. I do my power rankings every week. I usually keep it at 5 teams, but I did all 14 playoff teams. I'm just gonna go through it quickly and this, so we can move on. I just wanna. This is for my TikTok people, even though, like I said, if they watch this video, this is for them for real. Okay, so let's start from the bottom up. I got Miami 14th, the Dolphins. I just think. I also think they had a lot of trouble. 2 already been ruled out this week, so I don't see them winning their game this week. This also based on what I think they're gonna do moving forward. If they go, how far they gonna get the playoffs. I got my Ravens 13th. It hurts me to say it, but I don't think the Ravens have much of a chance this week. I got Seattle's 12th. New York Giants 11th. Tampa I got 10th. The Jaguars. Congratulations to them winning the AFC South. They're number 9. Number 8, the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys, one of those teams, like I said, I will talk about them, but at their best, they look like the best team in football, but at their worst, you see what they did last week in Washington. So, and I'll give you my prediction what I think they're going to do this week. We got the LA Chargers 7th, and Minnesota Vikings 6th. That's the team I got a lot of pushback on this year about my power rankings. They was in my top 5 a lot of the year. They fell out the last couple of weeks. But I think if you win 13 games in the NFL, no matter how you got there, I just think you're worthy of being at least considered as an elite team. Now I changed this at the last second, but it's on all my social media. I got the Eagles 5th. I had them 4th. I was gonna put them over Cincinnati, but then I thought hard and long about it. Like, I haven't liked Philadelphia, how they played the last few weeks. So I'd like Cincinnati, they're a little hotter, so I put Philadelphia 5th. I got Cincinnati 4th. I got the Niners 3rd. Now I see a lot. The Niners was also a team I was getting a lot of pushback on, but Brock Purdy, the rookie, he started to grow on me, because that's basically where I was skeptical about the Niners. But he's playing well enough. He got my respect, at least for now. He's the San Francisco's 3rd. I got Kansas City 2nd. and the Bills #1. And it's not just because of what happened with Damar Hamlin. I just think the Bills, to me, just overall, just playing a little bit better. Like you can argue the Niners is playing probably the best football. They're the hottest team overall, but I just think ultimately the Bills, just because of the quarterback, like I said, I really respect the quarterback position. And that's kind of crazy because the Chiefs, I could say, well, the Chiefs could be #1. Really, you can't go wrong with those three teams. To me, they're the three strongest teams for sure. Niners, Bills, and Chiefs. I think it's no question they're the 3 top teams. Like I said, Eagles, they get the respect because of what they done this year, but they fell off a little bit, like I said, in the season. Cincinnati as well is hot. So that's my power rankings. You can check them out on my social media if you agree or disagree. Like I said, on TikTok, that's where I get a lot of trolls and people arguing with each other in the chat. So I was hoping, I get to mess with them now. I'm live. I want them to come approach me live. Usually I just, send my comments or laugh at their comments. But that's my power rankings. So I wanted to just throw that out there. So honestly, my power rankings give away what my predictions might be for the postseason. Before we get started with the predictions, I'm gonna start the NFC because I think the NFC to me is a little bit more clear cut. The AFC, of course, is so deep with a lot of good teams, so I'm gonna start with the NFC first. But this weekend I'll really break down the games for this weekend. Here I'm just gonna pretty much get my predictions. I'm gonna get my comments, but I'm gonna get my predictions. But of course, moving forward, if I'm wrong about any of my predictions, then it's gonna mess my whole bracket up. But thanks again. Thanks for we got somebody in here on Twitch, so I appreciate it. Whoever's here, I appreciate the support. My YouTube channel is Silentsports the Game. You can check it out. Like I said, I do video game playthroughs as well, retro games. I'm doing God of War. It's probably my main project right now. God of War Ragnarok, which I'm slow on. I'm behind on that. And another thing, I be doing this around work. Actually, I'm working right now. To be honest with you, so hopefully I'll get interrupted and have to step away. But that's not jinx that, even though I just did. But anyway, we're gonna start in the NFC. Of course, seeding is Philadelphia is the 1 seed, so they got the bye. Then we got San Fran, the 2nd seed, 3rd seed, Minnesota Vikings. 4th seed, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers by winning the AFC South. Of course, they under 500 at 8-9. It happens sometimes in the NFL, and I don't think they should ever change that rule. I know some people say they should just reseed everybody, forget the divisions, but I don't think so. I think with the division, I think they should keep it the way it is, despite Tampa getting the home game. Even though Dallas, like I said, they play at Dallas with a better record. They 4 games better than Tampa, and they get the home. They gotta go to the road. I think it should stay like that. Just to get my evaluation on that. Number 6, the New York Giants, who made the playoffs for the first time since 2016, and then the Seattle Seahawks. Probably the biggest surprise here. Well, the Giants as well. I didn't predict the Giants or the Seahawks to make the playoffs. But Seattle, to me, was the surprise this year. Geno Smith would also be here for Seattle this year. And speaking of that, let's start with that game, because that's the first game of the weekend. Seattle Seahawks at the San Francisco 49ers. This is a big rivalry. Remember a few years back, the Colin Kaepernick Niners against the Legion of Boom, Richard Sherman, Russell Wilson, and that Seahawks team. Of course, Seahawks won the Super Bowl. San Francisco got close a few times, but never could get over the hump during their era. So these teams used to be at each other's throats. Always meeting in the playoffs, meeting in the NFC Championship game once as well. But this is not where they're at. I think San Francisco's clearly a superior team. I think Seattle, though, might make it a ball game. I probably should have put the spread here, but I expected this. I'm just guessing off the top. I bet you the spread is at least 6. I can't look at it right now because, like I said, my phone is occupied. But I think Seattle will make it a game. I think, like I said, it's Brock Purdy. It's his first start in the playoffs. Playoffs are different from the regular season. But he showed me enough that he would get it done. And Niners just got a good overall football team on both sides, especially that defense. I think they're going to rattle Geno a little bit. I think that'll be the difference. And Seattle defense is not that great. I think San Francisco will be able to run the ball. I don't believe Deebo Samuel's back, which I think that might be a factor for the Niners. Christian McCaffrey has solidified that running game. So I think the Niners were, I think it'll be closer. I think they'll pull away, but I think they'll move on and move to the divisional round in the NFC. Second game in the NFC, Minnesota hosted the New York Giants. They played this year. By the way, I think Seattle swept. I think San Francisco swept Seattle this year, and they won big both times. By the way, they say it's always hard to beat a team 3 times in one season, but I don't think it's going to matter in that game. Just to throw that out there. Now, Minnesota New York Giants, they met this year, overtime win by the Vikings. Vikings, when they look bad against the elite teams. The Dallas loss was bad. The Green Bay loss was bad. That's what I really was like, okay, you guys probably not as good as your wins say they are, but I covered my power rankings pretty much most of the year. And that offense, when it's on, is on. The defense is what's going to hurt them. I think this game will be close as well. I think the Giants have a chance, but I'm going to go with Minnesota to win the game. The Giants, though, they show, even though they pretty much rested everybody last week. But Saquon Barkley had sort of a bounce back year. He sort of struggled. The end of the year, he sort of hit a wall a little bit. Daniel Jones is up and down. He's going to have to play a great game. But I think Minnesota will do enough. They'll be at home. And then I see in this quote today, I think I said it on Undisputed Subway, one of the sports shows today, that the Giants offensive lineman basically said it's not loud enough in that stadium, which was honestly, it was just a dumb move. So the crowd, especially at the beginning of the game, I think the Giants want to get off to a good start to have a chance. If they get off to a slow start, I think it's just going to be a snowball effect, and Minnesota might win easily. But that was a stupid quote. You should have kept that to yourself. Now every time, let's just say they get a false start, especially on the false start, because usually on the road, it's usually because of the crowd, because you can't hear the cadence, or you don't know the count, or you can't hear each other. So if they get a false start, that crowd will go nuts, especially if it's early in the game. The Giants want them to survive. That first quarter is going to be huge for them, I believe, for them to have a chance. I think not just that, I just think the Vikings is just a little bit of a better football team, but I think the Giants are going in a positive direction. Got some things to think about in the off season, but I think Minnesota just better, and they will win this game, and we'll move on to the divisional round. Now, this is a tougher game. This is a Monday night game. Of course, that Minnesota Giants game is the middle Sunday game, 4:30, I think, Sunday. This game is Monday night, as now that it's extra team, it's extra game on Wild Card Weekend. Dallas at Tampa. This game, in my head, I'm leaning Tampa, but like I said, Dallas have so much potential. Like if they play well, they play, but they just haven't been consistent the last few weeks. Last week, I don't know what they was doing. I just think they just wasn't into that game. I don't think I think it's more of an outlier than it is the truth for Dallas. I think they played much better than that. I think they just wasn't. They just gave up, knew they couldn't get the 1 seed or the division, which would have been huge for them. I think for them having a chance to get as far as they could want to go. But I just can't bet against Tom Brady. I can't. Like, that's basically why I'm gonna go with Tampa. This game could go either way. Wouldn't be shocked by any win here. This is definitely the closest game, one of the closest games of the weekend, other than the other 4 or 5 Jacksonville Chargers. I think that's gonna be a close game, as well, or a game that could go either way. But I'm not going to forget this Tom Brady. Even though they did well, he didn't play the whole game, but when he was in there, they looked it okay. Tampa got to get that running game back going. And Dallas haven't played against the run well lately, and I think Tampa will be able to put all that together. Dak Prescott, I root for the guy. I want him to really do well. I don't, I think some people are too easy on him, and I think some people are too hard on him. I'm sort of in the middle. I think he deserves blame for when he don't play well. Of course, coming off the gruesome injury a few years ago, started off his career very, very well. But sort of a shaky. He's just been playing shaky all season. But Dallas, like I said, when they looked great, I think they top 5 in pretty much almost every offensive category with him there. So he has something to do with that. That's why I said some people too hard on him. But it just seemed like in the big moments, he just can't get it done. And this will be a big win. Dallas with this game, by my predictions, they will play Philly. They will get Philly, and then the Vikings and the Niners will meet. So I think they get to if they win this game, I think they get Philly all they can handle, as well. So this is a huge game. I think this game, and I'll probably do the same in the AFC. Like whoever wins this game can pretty much mess up the whole NFC. But I think I'm not gonna go against Tom. I think it's gonna be close though. I'm not gonna go against Brady. I think Tampa gets it done. I think they will move on. So NFC, that sets up Philadelphia hosted Tampa, and then the Niners and the Vikings going to San Francisco to face the Niners. So let's start with Philly Tampa. And this is going off prediction. It depends on what happens, if this matchup going to happen. I think Philly with the rest, I think that 1 week is going to help them. I think Tampa going on the road. I think Tom and I think the Buccaneers will turn into pumpkins a little bit. I think their flaws will show that they showed all year long. I think Philly will be able to exploit that. Getting the extra week off, I think, will help them. I think they move on to the NFC Championship. I think they beat the Buccaneers in the divisional round. Niners and Vikings. I think the Vikings also, they flaws. I think the Niners defense will be able to stifle them, slow them down. I think if it's closer because Brock Purdy maybe start to struggle a little bit, but the Vikings defense is not that good, so I think he'll still be able to do his thing. So I think the Niners will move on and face the Eagles on the road in the NFC Championship game. And then I think the Niners will do it. I think the Niners will go to Philadelphia. I think they'll be able to contain Jalen Hurts enough. Like I said, Brock Purdy, probably, like I said, we'll see how he blossoms. But I think he's good enough to get them to the Super Bowl at least. I think the Niners make it. I think the Niners will represent the NFC in Super Bowl 57 in Arizona. So now we'll move on to the AFC. Let's go through the seedings first. Kansas City now, we gotta throw some caveats out here. Kansas City is the 1 seed, but if Buffalo and Kansas City meet in the AFC Championship game, it will be a neutral site. So to keep that in mind. The Bengals, they won their game. They the 3rd seed because the Kansas City's 1, Buffalo's 2, Cincinnati's 3. I think I have to check this. I think if Cincinnati beats Buffalo, I think if they beat Kansas City, I think it's still the Kansas City. But I think it's, or they beat Buffalo, they would beat, well, according to my prediction, they would beat Buffalo the next week. So I don't think it's impossible for them to meet the NFC Championship. I think Buffalo still will get that at home. I think it only applies to the AFC Championship game. It only applies to Kansas City. I think if Cincinnati beats Kansas City, I think it's still also a neutral site as well, if I believe so. That's what I was trying to say. So a lot of weird stuff. You can go look that up. I think that's how it goes because of the unfortunate situation Because let's just say Cincinnati would have won if that game would have been played between them and Cincinnati, the Bills and the Bengals. The Bengals was winning that game. What if they'd have won that game? A three-way tie, they could have been a 1 seed because they would have beaten both teams. So they wanted to give Cincinnati an opportunity. So I believe, I might be wrong, but I believe if it's Kansas City and Cincinnati, it's also neutral site. Now, if it's anybody else, it's Kansas City is at home for the AFC Championship game. So I think that's how it goes. 4th seed, the Jags, winning the AFC South. Congratulations to them. First time in the playoffs since 2017. LA Chargers, I think it's been a couple years for them as well. They made it. They the 5th seed. Number 6 is the Baltimore Ravens, and the 7th seed is the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins sort of lipped in the playoffs, but they got in. So let's start with the AFC matchups now. Sunday afternoon, the 2-seeded Bills against the 7-seeded Dolphins. They split the regular season. Miami winning the first meeting in Miami in a close, tight game. Then Buffalo won the second meeting. It was also another close game. Now, Tua already been ruled out. So he's going to be Teddy Bridgewater or I think the young rookie quarterback that the Dolphins have. Can't think of his name right now. But he hasn't played well so far. I think the Bills, like I said, they ride on this emotional high. I think they're going to ride it again this week. I just think Miami without Tua, just not going to put up enough points or sustain enough consistency. Now, I think they have a better chance with Teddy, though. If Teddy plays, maybe they can manage the game a little bit, get some plays down the field somewhat. But if it's not either or, Teddy or Tua, Tua is out, Teddy has a chance. But if it's not Teddy either, I don't see Miami winning this game at all. I think Buffalo will win pretty easily if that's the case. If it's Teddy, it might be a little closer, but I still think Buffalo will prevail and move on to the divisional round. Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens, a 3-6 matchup. This is the last game of the Sunday night game. As a Ravens fan, hold up. Let me switch hats here. Let me put my Ravens hat on because I'm about to talk about the Ravens for a little bit. I am a Ravens fan. I'm from Baltimore. I'm in Baltimore right now. Born and raised in Baltimore, Maryland. So let me vent about the Ravens real quick. Then I get into the game. First, let's address the Lamar Jackson situation. I said this back in the summer. I said this really after last season. That they should have paid Lamar. They should have gave him his money when they had the shot. I think. I'm starting to think that this injury is not as bad as it seems. I think he's hesitant to come back because I think he wanted to be healthy and ready to negotiate again. Let's just say he comes back, which I heard somebody bring up this there. He basically rushed back this week. He didn't practice today anyway. Let's say he rushed back this week and played bad. That'd be more admission not to pay him what he deserves. Clearly, he's the best quarterback we ever had. Joe Flacco gave us some good years, but he faltered out, as you see. Like I said, I think they made a mistake not giving him his money in the summer. Should have got it over with. Now it's, and I don't know, maybe the Ravens thinking, we got by with average quarterbacks before, but the defense was a lot better. Now, Roquan Smith got his money, which is another red flag to me about Lamar. Is this guy and Lamar and Roquan Smith have played great football for the Ravens. He's solidified a linebacker core. He's played well. He deserved the money that he got. I'm not saying he didn't deserve the money that he got, but for them to pay him so quickly and make him the highest paid linebacker in the NFL. To me, I don't know. I think with Lamar, it seems like they hesitant, and I think Lamar is starting to get frustrated. I don't know. I mean, I don't like this situation. He might have played this last game at Raven. I'd be shocked if he played this week. I really would be. And even if he does, Ravens fans, let's be real, I don't see them having no chance winning this game. Cincinnati's playing too well. And they, just before that, they in our heads a little bit. We beat them this year, though, earlier this year with Lamar in a tight game. But overall, the Bengals has been in our head. Joe Burrow was playing out his mind. We got to go back up there again. Gus Edwards is a little banged up with the concussion protocol. Diamonds will be back. We didn't get a lot of our guys. We didn't play a lot of guys last week, so. And for that, I think they played pretty well. Pretty decently, but I think this is the real deal. I think Cincinnati didn't play their best game last week either, and I think the Ravens are done. I'm sorry, as a Ravens fan, I have to say I think they done, and I think Lamar might be gone, man. They might try to franchise him, which would put a band-aid on the situation, but I think Lamar is 1 foot out the door. And I'm speaking that as a Ravens fan. So I already pretty much predicted the game. I don't see the Ravens winning this game. I think Cincinnati will move on. But I just want to vent as a Ravens fan that I don't like. That's how they handled in this situation. They should have paid him. And I think he might be gone. I think some teams might come up and maybe they might offer a trade, or he might reach his free agent. We'll see. But I think Lamar is thinking ahead. I don't think he's thinking about right now, and I think that's another reason why if he does come back, I just don't think the Ravens gonna be able to get it done. So I got Cincinnati moving on. So one more game in the wild card round. Like I said, we need to get deep into these games Saturday as well on the blog. Jacksonville at the LA Chargers. This is a tough day to pick because I'm picking the Chargers. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw that out there. Let me switch my hat back. Take my Raven hat off. Let me switch my hat back to my Braves. This game, like I said, this is a coin flip game as well. Jaguars, you don't know, they're a young team. Most of these players experienced in the playoffs for the first time. So is the Chargers. Like I said, Herbert's first playoff start as well. I'm going with the Chargers because I think a little bit more experienced, even though the Chargers didn't make the playoffs either until now with Herbert. But just think they've been in a little bit more brighter lights than the Jags. I think it'll be a close, tight game. I think it's going to come down to the wire. And I just think the Chargers just a little bit better than the Jaguars right now. But it would shock me if Jaguars win this game. I'm going to go with the Chargers. They're going to be tight. I think it's going to be Herbert against Lawrence. I think we might get a little bit of a shootout. But some people picking the Jags for numerous of reasons. One is because they actually played better football over the last month, which is true. And the second thing, they put a lot of that travel into question. Chargers had to come all the way from Los Angeles, fly all the way there on basically a short week. It's a Saturday night game. So a lot of people put that in the stock as well. I think it matters, but I don't think it matters about the outcome of a football game. Then the game is late. If it was an early game, let's say if it was a 1 o'clock game, then I think it'd be more of a effect. But since it's an 8 o'clock game, I don't think that would be effective at all. I think if they're gonna lose it, they'll lose just because they're gonna lose. So, but I'm gonna go with the Chargers. I just think they're a little bit of a football team right now. Austin Eckler quietly had a monster year for the Chargers. So I think they get it done. I think they win and move on. So with that being said, that sets up AFC West showdown between the Chargers and the Chiefs, and then Cincinnati will go to Buffalo and finally get that game, finally get to play, but this time it'll be in the playoffs. Let's start with Chargers Chiefs. Chiefs get that week off. They pretty much dominated the West, even in the playoffs. I don't think it'd be no different. I think the Chargers a little bit. Now that back-to-back week traveling, that might hurt them a little bit. I think Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, after a bye, is almost unbeatable. So I think the Chiefs will move on and get to the AFC Championship game. Bills and Bengals. This day was supposed to happen. Again, I think the emotional roller coaster. I think the Bills will be thinking about Damar Hamlin. By the way, he got out the hospital today. He still got a rehab from home, but he's doing a lot better. He's been discharged from the hospital, so grateful to hear that news. Good news for Damar Hamlin. You're going to be in a lot of people's thoughts the rest of the season. And I think the Bills is going to ride that. They're going to, all that stuff going to come back to it, even though they'll be in Buffalo. But all those emotions are going to come back. I think the Bengals, I think it'll be a close, exciting, probably be one of the best games of the playoffs. But I think the Bills will get it done, like a last-second field goal or a last-second score, and they will move on to the AFC Championship game, and they will face the Kansas City Chiefs, which will be a neutral site game. The neutral site ain't been picked yet. I guess that's still to be determined. But I think, like I said, I think the Bills, I think it's destined. I picked up the beginning of the season. I was wrong about my NFC team, the Rams. They played terrible this year. So I was way off on the Rams. They had a lot of injuries, a lot of things going on. Now Sean McVay might be leaving, all that type of stuff. Like I said, we're talking about that Saturday in our news. But I was way off on them. But the Bills I picked at the beginning of the season. I'm not going to go against them now. I think the neutral site helps them, even though they couldn't get had it at home. But I think the neutral site is just as good. So I think the crowd will be rooting for them. I think it'll always be a home game for them anyway. Because a lot of people probably root for them because of what happened to Damar Hamlin. I think they'll ride that wave. I think they will win another close, tight ball game, emotional football game, and get by the Chiefs and make it to the Super Bowl. So my Super Bowl 57 prediction: Bills versus Niners in Arizona. That is my prediction here. Before I pick who I think will win the game, I just want to thank everybody again for joining me tonight. Got through this a little faster than I thought. I was going to take longer. We're only 37 minutes in. On YouTube, I think about 38, so about a minute more on Twitch. So thank you guys. I gotta get this again for the support. I didn't even write my Super Bowl MVP here, but I think it's gonna be first of all, let's get to the game. Niners and Bills. This is gonna be a heck of a matchup, though. Bills with Josh Allen with his dynamic gameplay at quarterback. Can the Niners slow him down with that defense? Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, just getting after the quarterback. It's going to be an exciting, good Super Bowl, I believe. But I think somehow the Bills get it done. I think maybe Brock Purdy, maybe, he'll turn into a pumpkin a little bit, getting this far. And like I said, I think the emotions, again, is going to come back to the Bills and push them when they need to be pushed. I think the Bills ride that wave always to the Super Bowl and be champions this year. I did pick the Rams to go back-to-back. That was my original pick before the season. Once the season unfolded, the Bills still didn't let me down, but the Rams was way out of it. Niners, they get a quarterback. They're going to be a problem for some years as well. We'll see what they do in the offseason. Will they hold on to Jimmy Garoppolo? So a lot of question marks for the Niners, but I think they'll lose another Super Bowl in this century, and the Bills will win it for the first time in franchise history. The Bills will be Super Bowl champions this year. So they are my predictions. Super Bowl MVP would be Josh Allen. I don't see nobody else unless maybe Stephon Diggs or somebody else go off. But that's it. That's my predictions for the NFL playoffs. Sorry again about the lateness. Nothing too much more to add. Just want to say join me on Saturday afternoon or Saturday morning for episode 218 of the Silentsports video blog. Of course, it won't be live, but we'll be on. We'll go over the wild card weekend again, NBA news as well, and we look at my big Carlos Correa. What's going on with that? Like, it's weird. He had a contract with the Giants that fell through. Mets swooped in, gave him a contract that fell through. They said it's the physical, and both times it was physical. Is he hurt? Like, what's going on with him? And now Minnesota is about to offer him a deal, so we'll see if that falls through or not. But stay tuned. I'll look at that. That'll be our biggest baseball topic that we talk about this weekend. As far as the channel, right here on Twitch, this is usually my normal Wednesday night live. I usually do like Call of Duty or something. I'll try to bring back 2K23. I'm trying to finish the God of War project first, because my hard drive is so much, not a lot of space there. So that's what's going on with that. So look out for more God of War videos. I didn't do one today, but I'm gonna try to do another one tomorrow. Sonic Origins, still doing videos on that. That's pretty much my my most successful game for views. I got 2 videos, I think over 2,000 now, 2,000 views. So thanks for that, by the way. So I've been trying to do more videos of that. And just overall, just Broforce, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Broforce, a little quirky game that's free on the PlayStation Plus. I've been doing that game. A little quick game, real quick arcade shooter. So it's easy to do those videos during the daytime as well. So check me out on my YouTube channel. That's where I'm going to do most of my content. I come on Twitch about once or twice a week. I was trying to make it twice a week, but I've been back down to once a week on Wednesday. I try to do Monday and Wednesday on Twitch. So just stay open, keep your eyes open for it. And that's it, guys. A little tired, but I got through it. I don't think I dozed off or anything like that. Thank you guys so much for coming through tonight. Check out all my projects right here on Twitch and on YouTube. Like I said, Twitch is a streaming network, so that's why I say come over to my YouTube. You can see my other things that I do. And I'm grateful for all the support. Hopefully on YouTube you can watch the playback. So I appreciate it, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I don't have too much more to say. Bills Niners Super Bowl, and Bills will be your champions. That's my prediction. Josh Allen will be Super Bowl MVP, as it'll be a good warm story for America and for the people, and for Bills fans, as they will win it for tomorrow. But already, like I said, it's not against my predictions anyway. I had the Bills making it to the Super Bowl anyway before that. So, okay, everyone, I'm gonna wrap these streams up. Thank you, everybody on Twitch. Thank you, people that peeked in on YouTube. That'll do it for tonight. Enjoy the games this weekend. I'll be doing shorts on my YouTube community tab. Post on my Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I'm on pretty much everything. That's in the description on both channels. So look me up there and check me out. And peace and love, everybody. Enjoy your week. Stay safe. Stay warm, as the temperature's going to change again here on the East Coast. And thank you guys for joining me tonight. Good night, everyone. I'll see you guys Saturday for another edition of the Silentsports video blog. Thank you for joining me tonight. It was fun, but I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you guys so much.